Good day guys, Big right here. Hope everybody's having a great day. And again, it's gonna be about the Trunk CX one. Again, some more 3D printing on this channel. And I got some new belt, as I said I would get, and I also bought some bearings so that we can try straightening up these belt. They're not. It's not a good design because the bearing here is much larger than the diameter of the pulley here, and that causes a problem I will illustrate in a minute. So here's a quick drawing just to illustrate the problem. If you have your carriage here, this is your driving wheel and this is your handler. If your handler is bigger than the other one, you're gonna have an angle inside your system here, and this wouldn't be a problem, except it's gonna change the tension. If you move the carriage over there, you're gonna increase the tension on the belt. That's for one, but that's not the worst problem, because if you're going this way, let's say you turn that way, a certain amount, X amount, okay, this is what you're pulling. That's the X you're pulling, but what you're getting is the H. That's the one you need to give, and it changes all throughout the course, and it has a lot of a whole bunch of unknowns and things you could calculate for. But yeah, those belts, they need to be parallel and they need to be the same size idler. That's the only way to avoid it, because otherwise you need to calculate and you have to do a little bit of trigonometry just to find out what the actual movement here equals here, and then you have to calculate the change in tension, and yeah, it just gets worse and worse. And then if you're at the other end, as you can tell now, on one way, when you're going one way, if I'm moving the carriage just that way, the count is accurate. But if I go the other way, it's not accurate. So there's always a problem. When you go in one direction, you're getting the right amount of counts, but you're also changing the tension on the belt. You're loading up your steppers for no reason, and you gotta fix that. So every time you see belt needs to be straight. Some don't matter. I'm gonna illustrate the same problem on a Core XY when I get it, but this is the simple Trunk CX1, and both axes, they have that problem. They have a big bearing here, a big hiller, and I've also measured the gear pulley here and the outside diameter of this pulley, if you're counting the teeth, is 9mm. So that's why I got some 9mm. So I'm gonna put those in, and we'll see if it helps with anything. But I got a hunch it's gonna be much easier to move the platters, move the carriage, and move the bed plate here. Pretty sure it's gonna change, because now my tension is not gonna change whether I'm at the end or at the other one, and I can feel it. Even turning the wheel here, we can feel it. Okay, let's take this thing apart. Alright, so I replaced both bearings, and this is the new one, that's the old one. And here's the problem is, if I put this one in there, you see it's perfectly sized up for this pinion, so the belt stays parallel. Both belts are parallel to, both sides of the belt are parallel to each other, which should make it much better. And I already can feel it when I move this pinion here by hand. I feel that it's the same force I'm applying no matter where the carriage is, and it changes a lot of things. So it should be a lot better on that axis. But on the other one, I have nothing to push the belt up. So here, this is the folded over edge, so discard. Don't mind this one, but let me see if I can catch it. Yeah, you see, that's the belt right there, right over my thumb, and it's far too low. So both sides are like that, which is still not perfect, but it's already much better here. And I got a small bearing in there. It's the right size, but I need to print something that I can slip on these ears before I put the trolley in, and it's gonna push my belt here a little bit higher, and then everything will be parallel, all good and dandy, because I can feel the difference. I really can. Using the pulley here, I can feel it. This one is not as smooth, and it gets tighter and it's looser. Yeah, it's not as good as the one now here, because this one was a big problem. This one was hanging up. Yeah, it wasn't good at all. But right now it's pretty good. I'm gonna put the bed back on, and I'm gonna try the 5Q test again and see what it changes. So alright, so this is the result. This is the old one. As you can tell, there's some kind of artifact in there, and this is the new one that I printed. It's a bit smoother. No, it's not a whole lot of difference, but it is some difference, and I might get a little bit better than that as well once I fix this issue here with the belt being still not parallel at the bottom there. So I'll make something up that hooks up to the carriage and pushes the belt so that it's sit more like that than like this, and should get a little bit better print quality again. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.